Before we begin, take a moment right now to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share may completely change the way you look at the coin sitting quietly in your drawer, your pocket, or your old collection box. Picture this. A simple 50-cent coin. Small. Modest. Something most people wouldn't even bother to pick up if they saw it on the ground. Now imagine that same coin carrying a story powerful enough to command respect, stir curiosity, and spark serious interest among collectors around the world. Today, we are talking about the South African 50-cent coin from 2011, a coin that at first glance looks ordinary, but beneath its surface holds meaning, history, and the kind of mystery that seasoned collectors over the age of 50 truly appreciate. This coin was born in a time when South Africa was continuing to define its identity in the modern world while still honoring deep-rooted traditions. The 50 cents denomination has always played a quiet but important role in everyday transactions. It passed through the hands of workers, shopkeepers, farmers, and businessmen. It bought bread, newspapers, and cups of tea. It was never meant to be flashy. And that is exactly why it commands attention today. The design of the 2011 50 cents coin reflects balance and authority. Strong lines, deliberate symbols, and a sense of permanence. It represents a nation that understands endurance. For men who have lived through decades of change, who have seen currencies rise and fall, who know that true value is often hidden behind simplicity, this coin speaks directly to experience rather than hype. What makes this coin truly compelling is not just how it looks, but what it represents in the timeline of South African minting. Coins like this were produced during a period of precise control, limited variation, and strict standards. Any slight deviation, any unusual strike, or any specific batch can transform a common object into something extraordinary. Collectors who understand this know that rarity is not always about age. Sometimes it's about timing. Sometimes it's about numbers. And sometimes it's about survival. Many of these coins were used heavily in circulation. They were scratched, worn down, and eventually lost. Finding one today in exceptional condition is no small task. And that's where the Real story begins. Because condition is everything. A 50 cents coin from 2011 that has been preserved, untouched by years of friction, tells a completely different story than one that rattled around in pockets for a decade. For viewers who have spent a lifetime building, saving, and understanding the worth of tangible assets, this coin represents something familiar. It reminds us that value doesn't shout. It waits. It stays patient. It rewards those who pay attention. There is also a psychological element here that many younger collectors miss. Older collectors understand trust. They understand credibility. They understand that history doesn't need exaggeration to be powerful. When a coin quietly gains recognition, when whispers start circulating among serious collectors, that's when interest turns into demand. The South African 50 cents 2011 coin has become a talking point in collector circles not because it was advertised loudly, but because people started to notice patterns. Fewer high-grade examples. Increased private interest. Quiet movement among those who know exactly what they're looking at. This is the kind of coin that doesn't chase attention. Attention finds it. Think about the satisfaction of holding something small that carries a big story. Think about the pride of ownership, not for display, but for understanding. This is especially meaningful for men who appreciate legacy. Men who think about what lasts. Men who know that the best investments are often the ones you understand deeply, not the ones everyone is shouting about. Now imagine showing this coin to someone who underestimates it. Watching their expression change as they realize it's not just spare change. That it's a piece of national history. A survivor of circulation. A symbol of disciplined minting. And potentially, a life-changing asset. This is why collectors in the 55 to 65 plus age group are paying attention. They've seen trends come and go. They don't chase noise. They recognize quiet power. And this coin carries exactly that. If you have one of these coins, or if you come across one, the key is patience, preservation, knowledge. Rushing to sell without understanding what you hold is how real value gets lost. Coins like this reward those who wait, those who study, and those who respect the process.
Before we get started, take a moment and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and tap that little bell too. If you enjoy stories about coins, value, history, and surprises from your own pocket change, you won't want to miss what we bring next. Now, let's dive into something that might be sitting in your drawer right now, completely unnoticed, and it could be a hidden gem. Today, we are talking about a coin that may not look like much at first glance. A small, round 50 cents coin from South Africa, minted in the year 2013. Now you may be wondering, 50 cents. What's so special about that? Well, stick with me, because what starts as just small change might just surprise you in a big way by the end of this video. Let's start by painting a picture. You're at home, maybe cleaning out a drawer, maybe going through a box of old travel souvenirs, or perhaps you've kept some coins from places you visited or lived. You see this one coin, a bronze-colored piece, not too large, not too flashy. But there's something about it. The detail, the design, the shape. You flip it over. On one side, you see the proud South African coat of arms. Around it, the name of the country appears in 2 languages. That's already unique. Then, the year, 2013. Turn it over and you see a flower, striking, almost sculpted into the metal. That flower is the bird of paradise, native to South Africa and a symbol of elegance and resilience. It's a beautiful coin. But again, you might say, alright, but it's just 50 cents. And yes, originally it was just meant for everyday use. For buying bread, milk, or catching a ride. But here's where the story takes a turn. Coins are time travelers. They pass through hands, pockets, markets, wallets, purses, and over time, most get scratched, worn down, lost, or melted. But some survive. Some are kept. And some, very few, remain in such excellent condition that they become something more than just money. They become valuable. The 2013 South African 50 cents coin is one of those pieces that reminds us, ordinary things can carry extraordinary stories. And in some cases, incredible value. Let's talk design again for a second. This coin has a very deliberate look. The coat of arms isn't just there for decoration. It represents a nation. The languages used reflect the cultural richness of the country, one of the few nations to put multiple languages on its currency. The reverse side, with that bird of paradise flower, symbolizes growth and beauty in the face of challenge. So even before we talk about value, we are already holding something that's full of meaning. Now, for those of us who've been around long enough to remember when coins really meant something, when they jingled in your pocket, when they had weight, when you saved them in jars for something special, this coin might bring a sense of nostalgia. And if you're the kind who held on to things, who kept old coins because they reminded you of a time, a place, a memory, then this coin is especially important. You see, coin collecting isn't always about rare ancient silver or gold pieces. Sometimes, it's about recognizing the value in modern coins, especially ones that most people overlook. And believe me, most people overlook this one. So let's think for a moment. How many of these coins were made? Probably quite a few. But how many were kept? How many were placed in protective holders? How many were stored away untouched by the wear and tear of time and use? Very few. Now here's the turning point. Some versions of this coin, those that were struck perfectly, that never entered circulation, or were part of limited runs, have been sought after by collectors. And when you combine rarity, condition, historical design, and collector demand, suddenly, the price tag starts to rise. Let me give you a real-world scenario. Imagine this, you're holding a 2013 South African 50 cents coin. But not just any one. Yours has never been used. It's flawless. No scratches, no dirt, just shining as if it was minted yesterday. Now add the fact that it could be a rare variation, maybe from a mint set, or struck with a special die, one of very few in that condition. A collector sees it. A collector who's been looking for that coin to complete a rare set. Or someone who wants the best of the best. Suddenly, you're not talking about pocket change anymore. Suddenly, you're looking at a coin that could be worth not $10, not $100, not even $1,000, but $2,470. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that originally bought you half a loaf of bread, now possibly worth nearly $2,500. That's the power of preservation. That's the power of attention to detail. And that's the hidden magic in coins that most people ignore. But here's the thing. You'll only ever know if you look. So after this video, go check. Go through your drawers. Go through that old coin jar. Ask family. Look through those travel souvenirs. And if you find one, a 2013 South African 50 cents coin, take a close look. Look for condition. Look for signs it was never used. No wear. No scratches. Bright, sharp edges. Strong strike on the design, because what most see as nothing, could be something big. And for those of you watching who have been collecting for decades, this is your reminder that not all treasure is ancient. Some of it is just a little over 10 years old, waiting quietly to be recognized for what it really is. If you enjoyed the story, and if you want more coin adventures, make sure you're subscribed. Hit that bell so you don't miss the next video. We'll continue exploring what's hiding in your home, your pocket, your change drawer. You never know, the next coin could be worth even more.